Hey guys, welcome back to 5-0-100-0.com. I am Fugget, and that stands for the fittest underdog guru using intelligent tactics. And today, guys, I want to talk to you about how much shit do you put up with in your life. And that can have a wide range of meanings. It could mean how much you put up with at your job, how much you put up with in your family. If you've got someone that's like a naysayer or the negative Nancy's and they're just beating you down, or in your relationships. So, in some level, we both give it out, we dish it out, and we take it. And they all have varying degrees, obviously. And some of them, like the cause and effect, what came first, the chicken or the egg, they're all different. But there comes a point in time where I think, we've all gone through it in our families, or like I said, in relationships, work, whatever, what have you. And, eventually a line, it gets drawn, or, you snap or they snap or something happens, right? But where is the balance in it, and when do you know when it's time to walk away or make a significant change to your particular situation? Now, from my perspective, I've gone through this many times. I've been both the giver of the shit, and I've also been the recipient of shit. And the thing is it's not always super clear to us. You have friends and family that'll give you their perspective. Sometimes it's based on their own experiences and what they're going through in their life. So they might give you more aggressive advice, or they're a little further down the road than you, and they might just tell you, you know what, down the road you're going to see, hang in there, and you keep walking your walk and you do what you're doing, and you sometimes can influence or change a situation. So there's a good story about in one of my books a few years ago called A Trainer's Dozen, which gives like training principles for new trainers. I talk about the difference between a thermometer and a thermostat. Okay, so if you think about it, what does a thermometer do? It reflects the temperature in the environment, right? A thermostat changes or influences the temperature in an environment. So I talked about how whenever you have a new client, or you're in a situation with a coworker or something like that in a professional setting, that, first off, when you enter into dialogue with somebody and you're not sure where they stand, like you could be having a great day, feeling positive, energetic, etc., and the other person, it comes in and they're like here, and they're just like down, and just like their boss just chewed them out, or they just had a breakup or something like that, so they're here and you're here. Well, the worst thing you can do is go, life is so great, blah 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 blah. Usually what's going to happen is you're going to irritate that person, and they're just going to see it as like, it's almost like throwing an ice cube into a hot frying pan. It's just going to put sparks everywhere, okay? And that's the last thing you want, in any of your interactions. And so you need to be, instead of like a thermometer, you need to be a thermostat. So your first response is to be the thermometer. So reflect the temperature. So you want to bring it down a few notches, right? So that you can kind of either talk at the same pace, the same tone, what have you, as the other person. So what it does is it's a subconscious message to them that you're on the same page, okay? So it makes them feel more comfortable, because it's like looking in a mirror for them. Now, you don't necessarily have to stay there, because you can easily stay there and feed into the negativity or into the whatever. So by being a thermometer, it almost became a tongue twister, So like you first reflect, but you don't stay there, because if you stay there, it's only going to feed whatever negative feelings or whatever's going on. So first you stay there in an effort to show empathy and that you understand. Because a lot of times people just don't feel understood or listened to. So listen, right? Empathize. Then from there, you become the thermostat. So you either want to raise or lower the temperature in the environment, okay? And you can do that by slowly changing your pitch, your tone, what have you. And you can bring somebody to a better place, but you got to go slow. And you can't freak out. You can't get butthurt. You can't do anything. You can just do your best. And there's times where you'll be able to become that thermostat and change the environment. But in the real, like, it's a nice analogy and it works a lot of times, but there's times where you can only do that so much. And that's where how much shit do you put up with becomes relevant in this story. Because a person who doesn't want to change or isn't going to look on the bright side of things, what have you, and isn't seeing, your genuine concern and effort to help them, is basically not going to like the temperature, and they're going to scoot. Maybe you're the person that has to scoot, maybe they scoot. But at the end of the day, you just have to accept it. And only you know if it's time to walk, if you can hang in there a little bit longer, and when it's basically what you feel, at least at the moment, to be a lost cause. So depending on where you're at, sometimes it's time to just walk away because you just had it. Stephen Covey talks about it in the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, about we all have an emotional bank account. And if you have, let's say, a couple that's been married for years, one person continues to give, and the other person just takes, right? And if that goes on long enough, without there being reciprocation and making emotional investments back in to that relationship or into that person, eventually there's emotional bankruptcy and there's nothing left to give. And when it comes to something that's not really something that's quantifiable or something you can really measure, it's something felt with the heart and it's something with your emotions. But when you get close to that, you have to kind of take a step back so you can really let the emotions and the logic kind of meet to find a solution or to find where you're at so that you can make a decision for yourself in that instance. So, you don't want to just necessarily blow up and then have to retract and go back and apologize or try to fix something that's now shattered. So be careful in those interactions. And there are times where the situation or the people involved, whatever, it's a very toxic thing. And that could be from upbringing, that could be just stage of life, it can be you don't know all the particulars of what somebody has gone through in their life. You don't know where their mental state is at that time. You don't know emotional state, what they've been through, how the sum of their experiences in life and their interactions have shaped the way they're going to react. And the same with yourself. And the only thing you can do is take that time and reflect on yourself. Try to always learn, try to put new information, learn on topics. I mean, with Google, it's all right there. There's so much there. There's too much information to digest. But I think you need to just, consider your particular situation. That's where having a good network of family and friends can also help. And you need to assess it for yourself to see, where am I at? So if nothing else, I hope this video gives you some tools from which you can consider how you need to approach your particular situation. How much shit can you take anymore? And maybe how much shit have you dished out, and have you course corrected as far as why you're doing that, and can you fix that and change it, or is it a reaction that's just what it is? So You probably got no answers from that. But if nothing else, I just wanted to kind of stir the pot a little bit and let you guys really just think, give you some tools to which to think and consider your particular situation and what to do about it. It's all very personal. It needs to be customized to you. So, guys, 5nothing100nothing.com. Like, share, subscribe. Check out free content. If you'd like to consult with me, train, what have you, please reach out to me. And I look forward to hearing from you guys. Have a great rest of the day.